idea to work on in your business that you can put into practice right away. As we're a lot of us voluntarily quarantined and are not able to see our clients, things like that, we enhance the way we communicate with people. Has impaired vision or hearing, and the other senses pick up more. We want to be able to communicate more effectively as we're working uh, through through this period. So the first thing we want to do when we do follow up is we're following up from meeting someone. It can be a personal introduction. It can be at a networking meeting, a variety of different places that you can meet someone who is a potential customer or partner. And the first thing we do once we get their business card, and as you can see, I have a stack of business cards here. In fact, I just went through and put a number of them into our CRM system, and so I did a triage. And the triage basically put them into three different stacks. The first stack was suspects. These are prospects that have not been qualified yet. So they're people that I've met that may be candidates to do business with us, but we haven't got the answers to the 6 magic questions. The second group are potential referral partners. And for those of you who have been through Ivan Meisner's book Giver's Gain and the BNI training, you know that most people have 250 contacts on their electronic Rolodex, whether it's an Outlook database or one of the more sophisticated CRM systems. I know that the people that I'm working with now, it's not unusual for people to have several thousand in their database. And one of my social networking heroes, Gary Vaynerchuk, is promoted to have over 1 million people follow him on Facebook. Now, the fact that he's selling wine is probably a good reason that a lot of people are following him. The third group in the triage are the people that I couldn't remember whether I thought they were a good prospect for business, for a referral partner, or maybe I didn't know at the time, but I want to keep in touch with them because we have made contact and at least gone through the effort of exchanging business. So when I had the three groups on my desk, I decided we needed to have a campaign for each group because they're all slightly different. And so we put together a campaign for each of the three groups. Now, a campaign is a series of targeted communications that help you do a couple of things. One thing that they help do is build up your know, like, and trust score. And we'll talk about the know, like, and trust scorecard that that Liz and the other people on our team have put together. The second thing about the campaigns is we need to have multiple media. Some people like email, some people like to see posts on Facebook or instant messenger. Other people like to get personal phone calls. In fact, in the book Get Clients Now by C.J. Hayden, her survey showed that the number one way to build a client base is personal contact. So telephone calls and in-person meetings are at the top of the list. Now, a lot of us are voluntarily quarantined right now, so we're using techniques like Zoom and BombBomb, which I got a referral to from Elise Archer. That is a really great tool that lets you embed videos directly into your email messages. And the other thing that we're using is a lot of virtual coffee meetings. And virtual coffee is exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's a coffee meeting like you'd have at a Starbucks or a Bean Trader, but it's using Zoom because we can't go out and meet with people right now. And I also find that the virtual coffee is great because it cuts the amount of time required for the meeting from anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, depending on where the person is and where the meeting is to maybe 20 minutes. And that saves a lot of time and gives me a lot more time to do other things that I also need to get accomplished. And one of the things from Liz's Biz Bites a few weeks ago on time blocking, one of the time blocks that I have now is a time block specifically set aside for communicating with my tribe. So when we look at the campaigns, they're going to be a combination of things, and this is where the system comes in. The system is intended to be very personalized. You don't want it to look like doing form letters and things like that. You want it to be targeted to the person that you're actually working with. And so one of the ways that we'll do this is we'll start off with maybe a personalized email, and there may be some standard components to it. It may be a forwarded email. I just got an excellent email from Don Emmett on the SBA disaster relief loans, and I've been sharing that with a number of my clients. So the communications are personalized, and going way back in the early days of the 21st century, Seth Godin says that every communication has to be personal, relevant, and timely. So you need to make sure that when you're sending a message out, that it's very clearly focused on the individual you're talking with. You need to use different media, and the other thing you need to do is have a schedule so that you don't drop the ball. I've often told people that my history in sales was that I was a very good salesman. I got a lot of trophies and prizes in the software industry. And if I had a better system, I would have been twice as good. Because most of the time I kept my notes on notepads that wandered around, and sometimes I'd forget that I was supposed to call somebody. We didn't have CRM systems at the time. In fact, I remember buying one called ACT about 30 years ago, and it was intended to keep track of all your activities. But it required that you put the information into the system before it would tell you what you should do with it. And as a result, it was like not having a system at all. In fact, a lot of people like QuickBooks Online, Zoho, Salesforce.com, and then they only use about 10 to 20% of the capability of that product. So if you're going to do a campaign, you need to make sure that your system will support the campaign and it can do it for you automatically. So that's a lot of information to stuff into one short Biz Bite. We are working diligently each week to come up with something that you can put into use right away. In fact, I hope that you can put this into use today as you're looking at how you're going to allocate your time and how you're going to time block your time to keep your communication with your customers going. One of the things that we are doing right now, we're taking one of our programs that is intended to help you build your system in one area of the business, the one that will give you the biggest bang for the buck. And that system is a short program that is usually $97, and we're pricing it right now at $47 so that more people can take advantage of it. And it is a combination of a personal one-on-one call for about an hour, and then follow-up to make sure that you are implementing the recommendations that we came up with during the call. So if you'd like to get more information about that, the link is in the comments below. And if you have any questions, you can call me at 919-593-1804. So I hope you're enjoying the break in your usual business, and I also hope that you're being creative and helping your business grow, so that when the quarantines are lifted, instead of saying, "Oh, okay, the quarantine's lifted, now I can start," that you're already started, and when the quarantine's lifted, you're ready to go. So have a great week. This is Earl Haddon with Money Mountain Systems, and that's your Biz Bite for today.